decided that we design the solution that suits us. And that solution is that everything we do, since they make our country and our land very uncomfortable for us, we will bring our freedom from diaspora. And that's what we're doing today. So the enabling environment that was not created for us in Biafra land, the different countries where we reside have created an environment, and we are struggling to bring this kind of system back to our people for them to live like human beings. So we will always outsmart the terrorist state of Nigeria.
Only one, under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our prime minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who in this restoration process.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this platform. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share this program. And remember, this platform where you are watching this program is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform that stands with the United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the control of Deputy Prime Minister COS, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, we bring information from the right source, the United States of Biafra, the government of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama to like and share. Information is power. Remember, our Prime Minister encouraged us to engage in radical evangelism. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us to carry everybody along. In doing that, you must help us to share this video. Like and share to family and friends and to every platform where you belong. This information is important.
Thank you so much for staying with us as still VOP this morning. And our second conversation today, a coalition of civil societies in Aba, Abia State, Nigeria, has accused the Nigerian government of ongoing intimidation and marginalization of the Southeast region, a situation they argued contributed to the bloody civil war that occurred 55 years ago. During a press conference, the coalition demanded the immediate and unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. They urged the Nigerian government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, along with Southeast governors and IPOB, to prioritize the welfare and security of the Southeast people. The coalition expressed concern that the impact of the Nigerian Civil War, which officially ended on January 15, 1970, continues to resonate in the region. The statement was co-signed by leaders from various organizations, including Obinna Nwabara of the Youth and Student Advocate for Development Initiative, Onyechi Joy Nwosu of the Vivacious Development Initiative, and Ongu Kaglari of Onyedima Foundation. And not just the Aba Coalition, even the former presidential candidate of ACC, Showore, also talked about how this government should look into upholding the civil rights of Nigerians. He made mention of that, when he went for another event that happened during the week. And we have with us in the studio, we have Dr. Olushola Ganiu, and also we still have Mr. Dele Fanimo with us in the studio for them to help dissect this particular topic properly. And now let me start off with you, Dr. Ganiu. One too many, a call from the Southeastern region for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. up until this particular time. It's more like his release is not even coming up on the radar anytime soon, even with him and his counsel rejecting that Binta Nyako should come over to take over the case, which she recused herself from sometime last year. Do you think that this call in any way is going to make any, impact, given the fact that even last year, December, some people were hoping that Nnamdi Kanu be released to them, saying that the president should use that to give them as Christmas gift and all that. Do you think that this call by a coalition of civil society in Aba in any way have an impact on the release of that young man?
Honestly, I don't see the reason why we should still keep the man behind bars. He has overstayed behind bars, right? If you are going to judge him, right? Even there was a judgment that came then and said that let them release him and let him go. Okay, so even there was a time they said that, okay, we withdraw his international passport, let him go back home, right? You cannot be keeping people against his will. Is it that you give him a judgment, right? And so you should be able to fast track this, right? And ensure that, the right judgment is given at the right time. So this man has been from Buhari days, moving it to the now government, right? And we also believe, we're hopeful ab initio that we know the pedigree of the current government, that once it comes into power, there is full hope that Nnamdi Kanu should be released because of his larger heart and also ability to be able to bring the country together without marginalizing some aspect of the country. But it still baffles me as an individual that the man is still kept behind bars. We should be able to. There was a time that there's a judge that came out and said because of some kind of biasment she has, and Nnamdi Kanu said that I wouldn't go with this woman because if she give a judgment, her biasness it will show in her judgment. So let me see give someone that is not biased, someone that is that's going to give a judgment without being biased. So I think it's high time. And I also know in our law we have that it is also wrong for you to keep someone beyond 72 hours behind without taking him or her to court. And once you take him or her to court, the next thing is judgment, right? And so if the judgment is not favorable, the person has the right to be able to appeal, right? And he has been at the Supreme Court, the upper court. So we should be able to decide on his case and allow him to go. Perhaps his release will bring about peace in the eastern side of the country. We cannot say yet. So we have to school of thought that people that are causing havoc, that are bringing about the seats at home, they are already grown wings. Even if you release him because of what they've tasted, the power, the money, and the influence they've tasted, they might not actually shield their sword. But give them the benefit of doubt. Release him first, and let's tackle the other end. We can't keep him there and say that we are of the opinion that it will not change anything. Why not release him first and let's see what will happen there? Then we'll now know the next step to take.
Now, some people are talking about marginalization, happening in the South. Is recall that was also what led to the war that happened 55 years ago, thereabout, And then up until this particular time, are you still seeing that marginalization that the southeastern parts of the country cried out about some time ago still happen at this point in time? And if that you can still perceive that to happen up until this particular time, do you think, in any way that the issue of agitation isn't going to be quelled anytime soon in Southeast?
Oh, you see, it appears like that, all right? It appears like that because, you see, the people from the eastern side, they say, they've denied them of some power block in authority because of what happened. And like a saying in my dialect, saying that, if you fail to forget what someone has done to you in the past, you might likely not have a friend again because there's tendency for us to always hurt each other, right? So what Sunday Igboho also did, it's somehow something like this, but it was apprehended, it was released, and it was allowed to go as a free man, right? So this should also, the case should be looked into in a proper way and allow the man to go, and so that we could enjoy some peace in the country.
All right, thanks very much, Dr. Ganiyu. Dele, let me come to you now. And for quite a while now, you have been very upbeat. You know, you have a hunch, good one for that matter, that Nnamdi Kanu will very soon be let go by this administration. Now, my question is this. If you look at, some people have also alleged that, look, that the president seems to be taking so much heat from the north, and now that he's more like facing the east to say if he can curry favor or some kind of solidarity with people of the southeast. Do you think that the current government has the will? Does it look to you like this government is going to put some kind of... Finam said something about, you know, the pains, the wounds of the Civil War, which is just about 55 years now, you know. Do you think the president, looking towards the east, will do some kind of, you know, will do something that will put a final closure to the pains and wounds of the Civil War? I mean, during the Civil War, on both sides, we lost like 3 million people, you know, on both sides, but the casualties were moved from the southeast. And up until this moment, these people are still crying about marginalization, lack of federal presence, and all of that. The president was in Enugu last week, and he did say something, and the Igbo leader said, oh, looks like he's going to do something for us. Do you think that the president will put a final closure to the pains and wounds of the Civil War? Yesterday, we celebrated Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day.
One, I have not changed my position on the imminent release of Kanu.
Okay.
And I see it coming. I still see it coming. But we need to take some retrospect and also understand the dynamics of politics. You see, I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it. The release of Kanu is not going to be as a result of intimidation or harassment of government, particularly in the media. It's an exercise in futility. There are better ways of handling this issue. And the better way is to go underground and begin to talk, begin to negotiate, using diplomatic means to achieve this. There was a time Bianca Ojukwu made an attempt, and for her to say one or two things in the open, it means she has started talking. But all these things that we're putting in the media would probably bring about, it's just like if you have an issue with somebody, it is better to go one-on-one with this guy and talk to him. He will reason. But the moment a third party comes in, he wants to show that he's man enough to hold on to his position, then ego becomes a subject in this. I would have loved that those who genuinely want peace in the Southeast, not politicians who want to achieve maximum gain in the detention and crisis in the Southeast, that will come to the media, sponsor groups to begin to churn out press statements that will be up to no good for the betterment of that region. And we can continue to amplify such. It will not get us anywhere. Let people that are detached politically, elder statesmen, women of substance in the Southeast, let them begin to engage government without media attention. That is the easiest and the quickest way to solve the release of Kanu.
All right, that's your take. Okay. You have something
now, the issue of marginalization. It is clear that there is lopsidedness. I'm saying this with all sense of sincerity, not being goaded by anybody. It is clear that there is this lopsidedness in government engagement, particularly in the Southeast. And this is as a result of maybe the way the country is structured. Today, there is so much distrust on ethnic lines and religious lines, such that one person in an ethnic enclave would have some level of suspicion to the other side of the divide. When Buhari started this thing, we were not talking. The only time we had a semblance of balance, I'm not saying it's 100%, but some level of balance was when Obasanjo was around, and to some extent, Jonathan. But the moment Buhari came, he almost bastardized institutions by being clannish. Okay. And that is the result we are getting today.
All right then. Okay.
And unfortunately, these are things that we must address.
Now, let me come back to Dr. Ganiyu now. Coalition of Civil Societies in Aba. You think this administration should take them, should consider their call? Should anybody listen to them? I mean, they are a coalition in Aba, and if they want to be heard, what are the measures that you think they should employ so that they can actually be heard?
Yeah, good question. They should be heard because they're citizens of Nigeria. All right, and we also have, it is entrenched in our law that we have the right to be heard, right, as a citizen, right? So either from Aba or from Oyo or from Lagos or from anywhere, if it's something that has to do with your community or with your country, you should speak up because we are all Nigerian. So when we're now talking about process, right, they should also, well, they may move it through from the local government, because that's why we have 3 tiers of government, right? They should move from the local government where they have representative, right? So the local government with their representative move to the state governor, right? So the state governor, fortunately, the state governors are part of when they're doing the executive meeting at the top, right? They can move, we've seen a case where Soludo went to meet the governor, or to the president, right? So they can also move from, so we also in an organization, we have reporting line, right? Because they're talking now, it might not even get to the presidency. It might not even know what is happening, right? And its media aid might even just shut it at the door, all right? So we just need people to take the case to his doorpost, okay, so and discuss it with him.
Okay, so for them to do that, what should they do? You say talk to the local government and then the governors.
The local government has a chairman.
Haven't people been speaking to the governors?
So the governors now move with the state stakeholders, right? Okay. Apparently, to have it now, the wife of the Ojukwu is also part of the government, right? Part of the executive. They move with her. You know what also comes to my mind? They just go there. To a typical Yoruba man who is our president, they just go there, and the wife of the previous, she just go on her knee and say,
help.
she release this man. So it just said, let's settle the case here, right now. But you know, they just
move. Bianca can actually do that?
Definitely. You see, women are powerful. You see, unless they don't want to use their power, they are powerful.
So if she goes on her knees and beg, the president might just, so it will take one begging on their knees.
It happens. We've seen even the former governor of Lagos, of Kogi, Yaya Bello, his predecessor came in and he was kneeling on his knee. So it's not something strange. And if we want to take it,
why isn't it strange when the courts have said?
You see, for me, you understand. You see, everyone. Okay, in my line of work, we have the law aspect and we have the relationship aspect. Okay. You know, you need to balance work and relationship, right? If I'm trying to help my client in XYZ, I will go within the law ambit of the law to an extent. And if it's gone beyond that, I use a leverage of my relationship up to Abuja. Let's quickly resolve this. And my client is happy, right? So in this case also, you know, at time also there is what we call human ego, right? Okay, you want to go with the law, let's go there, right? But it's okay, we know this is the case. Yes, it is not official. It is not. I've seen a situation. I heard about the situation before of the student union governor, the president. He will come before they say, "No, we are not going to agree," and every other thing. And he enter into the office of the PC. I just got the prostrate and said, "Please help." You know, it's just common wisdom, right? It's just like, let's just see what we can do to be able to resolve this matter, right? Though it's not official, it's not something that should be done. It's so all right. The guy should be released. But the thing is just that let's move beyond this. Let's take relationship into the case and every other thing. And in real sense, the president could be as old to be our father. It would just be as if I'm greeting him, and nobody knows what is happening.
Should beg the president, basically. The governors are doing it. I do believe that they're doing it.
Yes, I know.
Hope Uzodinma seems to be close to, this administration, and he's probably doing the same thing. So more people should just go down and beg, just release this flag. All right, let's have your concluding thoughts.
Yeah.